I was getting ready to talk already. I thought that was it. I was like, oh, wait, it didn't fade in. It just died. Studio fade out. Hey, welcome back, everybody. We're at it again, episode 2. Thank you so much for listening. If you listened to our first episode, if you didn't, go check it out. Keep dropping those likes, those comments. Keep watching. Let us know what you think. My name is Frankie. Almost forgot what my name was there for a second. The host of this thing, I guess. Per usual. Not per usual because it's only happened once before, right? But with me again here to my right, I have Andres, I have Johnny.
Yo.
And then, of course, behind the scenes, we have Donkeytron. It's got the keys to the Full Heel studio here. Once again, thank you for letting us do our thing here. Now, a quick thing before we get to the good stuff. We don't really have a name yet. We're kind of calling this Futbol On Fullheel right now.
That Futbol On Fullheel, right? Right now we're going.
That's what we're going with for right now. It's a working title. We're trying to figure it out.
That was that pilot.
But more than anything, I say this because there are some individuals under the impression that this is called the We Are CR7 podcast. It is not. It is not. That's an inside running joke. But it's a good one nonetheless. It's a great picture. Amazing Photoshop skills. So yeah, we'll let you know when the name has been finalized. But thanks again.
The no name podcast.
The no name soccer podcast for now. Yeah. So yeah, we'll get right into it. Last weekend we had a couple of picks for you guys. Some of the big games. I guess we'll start Premier League and the biggest one. Liverpool managed to beat Tottenham 2-1. Crazy start there. Liverpool actually went down 1-0 early. So my first and immediate question to you guys here today is, given the fact that they went down early, they missed a lot of chances. Like, really, they kind of dominated against Spurs, but they missed a lot of chances. And then you have the whole draw at Anfield. Are they a little bit more vulnerable than we thought, Johnny? Are you still Liverpool all the way?
I think they got away with it, and that's what you got to do when you're going to try to win the league.
Grind it out?
Yeah, you bring up very good points. But they tied Man U? But for them, I guess that's a hard game. They've never won at Old Trafford, if I'm not mistaken.
Not under Klopp, at least.
And then, oh yeah, there you go. And then so Tottenham got an early goal on them. I didn't see it. I'm trying to pull it up.
It's a counterattack.
But they did what they had to. I don't know. I don't like. Sometimes Liverpool goes down now, but you never think that they're not gonna score. At least with me, they get up and they're on it. They got the win. I mean, they dominated Tottenham. Besides 10 minutes in the second half, that was it.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing too, right? Spurs had that. You guys saw Son hit a shot off the crossbar to start the second half.
Yeah.
It could have very easily been 2-0. It could have been 2-0 before Liverpool tied it through Jordan Henderson with a weird karate kick type goal. But yeah, no, they were looking a little bit, and not shaky, but so the first game at Man United, Salah was out, right? Mo Salah didn't play.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you said, not Anfield. Old Trafford is a hard place to go and play at, especially for Liverpool. So yeah, they were tough matches, right?
Yeah, we can get into that game too. I don't know, because Tottenham did some things too that were like, they played Eriksen, right?
Yeah.
So how was his game? I mean, Tottenham is a good team, and they're the ones that took points off Man City, right? Ooh. They tied them for the 3-3 or whatever. So Liverpool, what are they up to now? 6 points ahead?
6 points, yep. Man City won again, so
2 games, yeah.
What do you think, Andres?
Basically what Johnny said.
Any signs of worry for Liverpool? They got this still.
Yeah.
Andres, by the way, has Man City winning no matter what, but for the now, on current form,
It's a good pick.
I still
It's
watch.
a good pick.
I still watch the best team.
Mm.
I think. Yeah. I mean, I think it's too early to tell. You know, and you gotta have to see like what happens, how they respond in their next game.
So I guess since we're talking about the game, and since we're going to talk about this a little bit later, and we started talking about it before we went live or started recording, the PK, the Mane PK, Johnny
here?
immediately when I was watching it at home, he's texted immediately. He was like, "Not a PK." I think it was a PK. He did the sneaky one. He got in front of the defender there, and the defender, like, Aurier, I don't know, right? It's a French name, so Aurier. He should have known better, right? Like, they've been giving that one a lot lately, where the forward just kind of, like, goes in the way when the defender's already playing the ball, right?
Yeah.
So you're saying you wouldn't have given that one?
I feel like sometimes you don't give that one, you know?
He made contact
That's what
on the back of
I
the
know,
leg.
but I feel like sometimes you just, like, I don't know. It was tied, and it was, like, second half, 73rd minute or something. Oh, shit. That was the first goal?
Yeah, it was a series of unfortunate events there. As you can see, Son took a shot, and then Lovren headed it off the crossbar, and then Kane just had the easy little header there.
Yeah.
But it was off a counter.
But Tottenham just haven't been...
Song has improved bad.
See, right there, they stole the ball, and then, boom. Damn, this guy?
That was
What's his name?
Sissoko, by the way.
This son, right? Scored on Mexico in the World Cup. And on Germany.
Deflection, and then
How was he not offside, though?
he was onside when the initial shot was taken.
Wow.
Robertson lost him there. Both Robertson and looks like Virgil lost him there too. Unfortunate.
I mean, that was one criticism I had of Liverpool all season. Once the fixtures start, like, you know, racking up, how is the team gonna respond?
Yeah, you were on the fitness, right? So
Yeah, I was like, they're bound to get tired. So maybe these are like signs they're slowing down, but Tottenham is still a good team.
And I agree, but then the Ox, guys. The Ox is back. He looks like a new signing. Scoring golazos in his
He looks
return.
like a fresh breath of fresh air.
Right? Goals out of the midfield. Charging. That's why they call him the Ox.
Yeah.
If he could stay healthy, we'll see what
He's
happens.
he's a good, sneaky, good player. He's underrated.
He is underrated.
He was with your Arsenal. Came up there and just...
Keita is hurt again, so you might be right there. If these guys go down, right, for like a Wijnaldum or a...
Even if Virgil loses
Henderson.
half a step, you know.
But yeah, nonetheless, either way, Liverpool come out on top. They still were offensively like pretty dominant. Created a lot of chances.
It was a little nervy though, I guess, because they went down right away. But I mean, came back.
And it could have been worse.
How did they score the second goal? Well, they struggled to tie. You're right, because it was Hendo that scored, right?
Yep.
He hadn't scored in a long ass time.
These are the extended highlights, I take it, right?
I don't know, but
yeah, because Spurs had a chance to kill the game off like right after halftime. Son got through on another breakaway counter, and then he smacked it off the crossbar.
Yeah. So what do you think, Frankie? Are you worried?
No, but I mean, it's just, I guess, not a worry, but just a reminder that it's in the Premier League. You never know. Yeah. You can lose in Norwich. You could lose on a rainy night in Stoke, right?
Yeah.
To anywhere, right? So you really got to be on it. I guess it's just a reminder of how tough it really is to win this league, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, since we're on the Premier League, moving on. We start with the Premier League, guys, just because they played over the weekend. It's competitive. It's entertaining. It's the biggest. But they also had one of the cup competitions, which we'll get to in a little bit. But Chelsea, guys. Chelsea won this weekend. They won big. They won big.
It's a big day.
And the reason why I bring it up is because we are, of course, broadcasting from America, the middle of America. And it's funny, right? Because I feel like I know about soccer, right? Or I'd like to think I do. So when people started talking about Christian Pulisic being like the next, big thing, right? I was like, man, we got to slow down, right? Don't get me wrong. I think Pulisic is a great player and is going to be a great player, right? But Immediately, he's been getting no playing time. Understandably so. He's a kid in a new league, and people are freaking out. American soccer reporters, American media is freaking out. This kid's flop. He's not going to do it. And then so Lampard throws him a bone, starts him this weekend, hat trick. So is he the real deal then, or what? Or is it just like him not playing? Is it not even worth talking about yet, right? I mean, I'd have to pull it up again. Who did Chelsea beat? Can you pull that up for us, Rafa? I can't remember, but it. Oh man,
Well,
I'm
Chelsea
blanking
has
out.
a lot of competitors.
Brighton or Burnley?
Oh, it was Burnley. Yep. You're right, Rafa. You're right, Johnny. You're on it. 4-2. Yeah.
See, I feel like it was a big day because for American football, right? Because he's the first American with a hat trick.
Second one since Clint Dempsey.
Dempsey? Well, there you go. Mexico has none, right? Or what?
Not hat tricks, I think.
That's what I'm saying. Chicharito has no hat tricks.
No Chicharito, no Jimenez,
So
no
Pulisic
Borghetti.
coming in as like he's young and he came in, he did what he had to. I mean, it's what he's gonna have to do. Come in and shoot, not be scared.
Chelsea again, somewhat impressive considering the transfer ban, and they've got a bunch of kids playing. But
I feel like you guys called it last
look
week.
at that. That's where they could have iced the game.
That Chelsea is a team to look out for, and they're doing good.
Yeah, they've been playing
But-
well. They're actually responding to Lampard and what he kind of wants from them. Just wants them to work hard, and it's a bunch of young guys. So
And then we haven't even talked about the fact, I don't know, I feel like I haven't watched him enough, or I need to pay attention to him more, but Rudiger's still out, and they're saying Rudiger's like their best defender, right? And he hasn't played. And then
Yeah, Chelsea.
Conte's been injured. They've been doing this without Conte.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Crazy.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
He's
we
a
saw
whole-
what Conte
he's a whole
did in the
midfielder.
midfield.
He is a whole midfield by himself
Yeah.
almost.
He ran the ball and then scored that nasty goal against Liverpool.
Yeah, no, I got a lot of Chelsea. I got a lot of friends who are Chelsea fans. We go back and forth all the time. I'm not the biggest Chelsea fan, but what they're doing right now,
It's respectable.
impressive actually.
But then they go lose midweek.
They lost midweek, but
then
it
we'll
was
go get to that too. We'll get to that
another big club though. So that actually no, thank you, Johnny. That's actually a perfect segue because the next team I wanted to talk about is United, right? And as Johnny alluded to, Man United beat Chelsea 2-0 in the Carabao Cup, the League Cup, not the FA Cup, the League Cup. 2-0 behind two Marcus Rashford's goals, one of which was a screamer. 30-plus yards out, dipped something nasty.
They were comparing it to the Ronaldo goal.
It was very
similar,
CR7.
Oh,
Well, he's not hitting the wall, right? But with that win over Chelsea, United now has 4 straight games undefeated since they lost to Newcastle. Are they looking better to you guys? Are you giving them a chance to crack the top 4 now? And here's another thing I bring up. Watching what I was able to watch, they've been playing the last couple games, I think, with a front 3 of Rashford, Martial, and this kid David James, and they look fast.
Daniel James.
Daniel James, my fault. And they look fat. They're young and they look fast and dynamic. Did you give them any shot to crack the top 4 now after these last couple results? Granted, they played Norwich right in there. They played Partizan Belgrade in Belgrade, right? But it's never easy to travel to Eastern Europe and play those teams there, right? Yeah, they got a shot or nothing. They're gonna be in Europa League spots again next year. You think still? No love for Rashford. Nothing.
I'll let you go first.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of teams that are struggling with injuries, and I guess Man U also has.
Pogba's not even playing right now.
Pogba hasn't played in a couple months, so I mean, you don't know how they respond when he plays, and they got Martial back, so I think that was a big boost to that offense because it was really only Rashford up there.
Yeah, he's fast and he can finish.
Yeah, but he wasn't getting any help, so I don't know. We'll see if they can, pull a couple more wins or just ride it out.
I mean, I'm still leaning more toward them in the Europa spots, but they took out that team. I don't know what's going on with them either. It's a lot of work. I don't know.
They're playing.
Marshall needs to score, and he's scoring. That was a good goal. The last goal, that was impressive. But they're still not knocking my socks off that I'm, dying to be yeah, they're going to come up and do this all the time.
I feel like they've already lost a lot of ground.
Especially, with, I don't know. I'm not convinced. I'll say that.
Not entirely.
I mean, it's like
United's on 13 points right now. They are 15 points behind Liverpool right now in first place.
Yeah, like
off the top four, they're only 7 points off the top four. But it's early. 10 matches in. There's still 28 matches left.
Yeah, there's still a lot of games left.
And then let's consider that also Leicester City's in the top four right now. Can they hold that up? Crystal Palace is above United right now. Is Crystal Palace a better team than United? Maybe? No?
I don't think anything's changed from last week that you're really expecting. No big team really lost. No one really moved on the table.
Well, yeah, the reason we bring them up too is because at this point these teams have played twice since the last time we did this. So a couple more opportunities for some players to show. No, yeah, I think they showed a little bit of a spark. But again, I wonder if it's sustainable, right? Can they consistently do what they've been doing the last couple matches?
So the question is if they can score goals, and like, I mean, their mid is still it's a McTominay, right?
Yeah, Scott McTominay.
It's him, Pogba, and who? I mean,
that's the tricky part.
And Pogba's
too, right?
not even back yet. So who's been playing?
Fred,
he comes in as a sub sometimes. It's weird.
He's been starting lately.
This was their other highlight, right? They beat Norwich.
This is from the weekend. This is from the Premier League.
Yeah, because I mean, Man U has 4 straight wins, right? You're right. I mean,
no, undefeated. Four games undefeated.
Okay.
There's the draw in there with Liverpool.
I mean, it's where do you play? The question I hear a lot, or I see with them, is where do they play Rashford, on the side or in the middle, center forward? Right? Because what is he? They're saying. Because then where do you play Marshall?
They played him in the number 9.
They switched it. Now Marshall's in the nines. Yeah, Marshall.
But I think those guys are
Daniel
all
James.
fast and smart enough where they can kind of interchange like freely.
Pereira and Fred.
Couple
it was
Brazilians.
Pereira and Fred. Yeah.
Andres Pereira.
Pereira.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, do they convince you, Frankie?
I think.
What do you see then with them? Pogba's gonna save their season and bring them up.
I rate Pogba.
I mean, Maguire. How's Maguire doing? How are we rating his season so far?
It started slow, but it's been getting better. I feel like.
The jail not fucking up again. He'd be giving up slips sometimes.
No, I think. I mean, outside.
Are they a good team? They're gonna beat Chelsea when it matters. Those are good questions. I mean, they're right there.
They beat Chelsea 4-0.
Yeah,
well,
3-0. No,
this team is just in the beginning. Apparently, they have a long-term vision of players they need to get. So, I think they're gonna give it another season at least before we can start criticizing
Solskjaer.
So how are we gonna expect them to finish top four?
Yeah, top 4.
We're gonna expect them to finish top 4 without criticizing them. Ooh.
I don't know. It's fair game.
That's what they're saying. They're saying they don't have the players for the vision yet. So.
I think Chelsea can definitely finish third. I don't know about Spurs right now. They're looking like they can be shaky.
Yeah.
So I think it's wide open for United to make a run there. Speaking of another team that may or may not get a top 4 spot, and I'm only going to touch upon this briefly because Arsenal is doing Arsenal things, guys. Specialists in failure. They were up 2-0 half an hour into the game against Crystal Palace. By the end, it was 2-2. And the talking point, other than VAR, because VAR had a big couple decisions, two big decisions, I guess, that went against Arsenal here. Or just one, I think. But the major talking point here is 60 minutes into the game, they substituted their captain, Xhaka, Granit Xhaka. And as he's walking off the pitch, he's getting booed off. Arsenal fans are booing off their captain, guys. That's how bad they're freaking playing right now. And I guess this dude is mad about it. Starts, cupping his hands, like, yeah, whatever. And then is like, you can see where he says, like, fuck off, right? And then he just takes his jersey off and storms out, right? Doesn't even stay on the bench. So, and And I feel like that just kind of perfectly sums up Arsenal, right? In like one, in one thing, right? Just Xhaka just getting.
They're a fucking mess. Yeah.
That's the team voted captain, by the way.
Yeah, the players voted the captain.
But I saw these highlights too, and it's like what's going on with a lot of stuff. Like, I have a lot of questions about Emery, where it's just like, what is he doing sometimes?
Most of the time.
Like, what's going on? There's like no focus. Like, are they practicing on defense during the week? Like, really? You know? Because I'd be seeing some shit with them where it's just like, and then it's weird because in this game they're the ones that scored for them, right?
Yeah. Socrates and Luis, yeah.
It's so weird. So I'm like,
they don't really have a good defense.
I don't know what's going on with Arsenal. Yeah, it's like,
to begin with, you have
Guendouzi's playing every game, and Pepe's over here just whipping corners. Apparently, that's the most useful thing he's good at.
Yeah, the set piece delivery right now.
Yeah,
the free kick goals.
Oh, I mean, Arsenal doesn't convince either, dude. That's why this top four is
not at all.
Yeah, this top four is gonna be. They're struggling against Palace. Look, and Palace is like, we got the points.
Now, this is one of the things I might bring up later, but in this goal,
one,
yeah. So there was Lacazette actually kind of like pushes a guy twice. So Crystal Palace like was pissed that it didn't go to VAR and that it was like a foul. It should have been called off for a foul. And then looking back on it though, it probably should have. Lacazette low-key just kind of just shoves the hell out of a guy in the build-up to it. But I guess you'll take it. That was a kind of a sloppy goal.
Socrates.
Look at Lacazette. Watch Lacazette right there at the top of the box right now. There's one.
Nah, I don't see anything. Nah.
What are you looking for here?
It passed already.
Nah, I don't see it.
A push?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know if I saw any.
Well,
Shaka.
in the end of this match too, Socrates scores a winner, and they called it off because
it's
Chambers
so crazy.
Chambers fouled somebody in the box. So there was a foul.
Was that a foul? I was seeing it too. It's like it was weird. I thought if
they get like tangled.
Arsenal were up at 9 minutes.
I'm sorry. The fouls on Lacazette were on this goal. This goal is where he shoves the guy. Watch right now on the replay.
Oh.
Not on the first one. It's on the second one.
Look at the fans. They're like, we paid millions for this. Ooh.
Yeah. So Palace argues that this shouldn't have even counted.
But this guy said, yeah. David Luiz said, yeah, all day.
Oh, look at. Here we go. Shove. 2 shoves to the back right there.
Yeah, you're right. Pepe with the set piece.
Does he get the assist for that? Bless you.
Thanks. That's what you got him for.
But yeah, 2 goals up to then give up 2 by the end. Man. Arsenal's gonna Arsenal, right?
Yep.
Dude, I'm telling you that there's no consistency on that defense or on that what they're doing, like play. I don't know. The only person I like that I see doing stuff is like fucking Lacazette, dude, or Aubameyang scoring. I mean, Xhaka, that was really bad. They were like boot him, and then he was like encouraging it, and he was like, "Fuck this shit."
Yeah.
And then he was like, I'm out.
And
he took off his jersey. And he's supposed to be the captain. So he's supposed to signify the most.
Look at this one, too.
Yeah, they call a penalty.
No. They called it a dive.
And then they're like, no, it is a penalty, right?
I think it might have been
a
penalty.
VAR. This is a VAR. They call it back. And then they call it a penalty. That's so funny, right?
Yeah.
That's what VAR is doing to the game.
Did they have to rewatch it?
Yeah, no, the ref called a yellow card, and then they're going to review it and be like, it was actually a penalty.
There has been a lot of reviews.
Or what the fuck is they calling right there?
Yeah, way too many, and that's what we'll get into that.
Dude, how do we see Arsenal? I mean, they're still in the mix, right? Or what? Tied? In the table? Bring up the table, Rafa.
They're in 5th right now on 16 points.
just right there, the standings be like Crystal with a penalty. So you saw that they reversed it,
Do you guys like
huh?
VAR so far? Do you like it like VAR
Not
so
in the
far?
Premier League. We'll get in there. We'll get there.
No.
Yeah, well, that's one of the other things we'll talk about. But moving on from the Premier League and the Carabao Cup. Yeah, the Carabao Cup, guys. Midweek competition. It's the League Cup.
Let me see it.
Reserve teams played each other. The only thing really exciting about it was that, we got to see an Arsenal versus Liverpool, which was 5-5 and went to penalties. Entertaining game of B squads, right? And then United beat Chelsea 2-0. So some big teams played each other there. Elsewhere in the world, there was also midweek action in Spain. Both Barcelona and Real Madrid won, guys. Are they still, in your opinion, tops? Or I guess better question. And we know that in the end, probably it's going to be one of those two, right? Maybe Atletico sneaks in there.
Granada.
Are they looking better to you guys? I know we were talking about how you guys were talking about how Griezmann is not starting or didn't start on Tuesday, right? Do you think that's something to make out of, Johnny? You keep saying we make something out of Griezmann not starting, and you don't think it has to do with the fact that they're playing like 4 matches in 10 days or something like that?
Nah.
No?
You gotta play my man every game.
They're
Do you
not
think
rotating?
He deserves to start?
Yeah. If you paid this much to buy him, you're not gonna bench him.
Well, I mean, that
Ever.
how much you buy him for doesn't mean.
I mean,
they're
no.
gonna play
To me,
well.
it
Also,
does.
hold on.
To me, it does.
Mind you, with him not playing, Barcelona won. What was the score? 5-0, 5-2,
You can go
5-1.
if you want.
5-1. 5-1.
Yeah, it was 5-1, right?
I saw the game. I mean, I think to answer your question, yes, they're both looking better, but it's. I mean, who do you want to talk about? Barcelona. Messi scored for sure. A free kick and a goal.
Messi had 2 goals
I
and
saw
2
the
assists.
goals. Yeah, it was impressive again from Messi, just coming back in and getting assists, just doing everything. Assist to Vidal to open up the game. Right?
Yeah,
That mid, I mean, Barca won. I mean, that mid is, I guess, B squad too, so they're rotating, I guess. They played Vidal, De Jong, and Busquets.
Yep.
I mean, Vidal doesn't usually start, or does he?
No, not usually. Rakitic getting no love, right?
He came in as a sub for Vidal, I
Yeah.
think.
Or for
But-
De Jong. But Andres pointed out earlier, De Jong and
Semedo.
Semedo have played every single one of Barcelona's games. I think De Jong has been their most impressive player so far.
They've been consistent.
He started slow, but he's been really, really good of late. He's just really direct. I'm not direct, but he just kind of dribbles with purpose, right? And he's really good on the ball and pass. And he's got like that signature turn, right? Where he like starts going one way and then takes it back the other. It's impressive to watch.
Well, he's always watching his games too, like before and after. So
Yeah.
He's just got that like mindset, like what did I do wrong, and then like he's so methodical his passing.
Unlike Dembele, who's eating Whoppers and
Yeah,
playing
you
FIFA.
have like the smartest, like hardest working player on the team, and then you have like his contrast. It's the opposite
Yeah.
with a bunch of crazy talent. But
Who
it's
did
like,
Barcelona play?
That's why it's still holding faith. But I mean, who knows? And even like some of the
Valladolid.
senior players have criticized Dembele too. So
They're like, he needs to mature, right?
yeah, so it's not like we're fabricating. It's
Well,
like
like
this
what?
actually came out and talked
All the way to the bottom.
that he's an immature player. So, but there's potential there. I mean, I don't know.
That's who they faced.
There's a lot of dynamics too with the Barcelona team.
Yeah, no, up top they can rotate a little bit. They can afford to maybe play an Ansu Fati over Griezmann every once in a while. Dembele.
Yeah.
We'll just
Dembele
keep
too.
Griezmann hungry supposedly too.
Messi, 2 goals, 2 assists, scored his 50th free kick goal of his career. That, like Johnny said, the amazing assist to Vidal.
This one.
Langlais actually had a pretty nice goal here too.
After I talk shit that he never done shit for Barca.
But yeah, no, I think again, I think the biggest. I'll give you a better answer of how I'm feeling about them after the Champions League game this upcoming week.
Damn, that's this
Who
week.
did they play again? Dortmund.
They play
Never Inter.
Prague, I think.
Oh, they Prague?
Slavia? No, that's who they just played, no?
No,
They just played Inter, right? No.
Mm.
This is match day 4, right? So I think they start.
They play the same game they just played.
Same one?
Yeah.
So Prague, yeah?
Yeah. If
Yeah.
whoever they played last, they're playing.
Yeah, it
again.
was Prague. So they go to, they play Prague again.
I mean, Real Madrid started their same lineup for the first time this season, so Zidane trying to, find out players.
Rodrigo opened up the scoring.
Probably their best player, their most indispensable player, your boy, Benzema.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rodrigo, you're right. Rodrigo scored, the youngster, but Benzema has been probably their best player all season. Their most reliable go-to guy. And again, I think that if you ask me, they're probably more in shambles in Barcelona, but they're still managing results as well.
Well, they just have a lot of superstars.
They're managing results as well. They're seeing Bale's still unsatisfied. He's not happy. He's going to leave in January.
Doggo.
You got James, too, who hasn't played. for
Yeah,
a bit.
James getting no playing time.
Isco is apparently going to leave this January winter.
They're saying Man City, I was reading.
Yeah,
I'm
there's-
telling you, he's made for it. But
If Isco goes to a Premier League team, say like an Arsenal or Chelsea or whatever, does that change anything? Like a player
What?
type Isco
if he goes where?
to the Premier League?
I mean, I feel like Man City needs him.
I think they do. Silva's about to retire.
But they have Bernardo Silva who can play there.
Oh, but I mean,
Do you still think he can make an impact though, Isco?
Yeah,
I haven't even seen him play, to be honest, in
Yeah,
a
he
while.
hasn't- Players like that haven't played in a long time. for
Yeah,
Real
like
Madrid, so
Ozil played in the Carabao Cup,
yeah, that was like one of
finally got a match.
one of the
Yeah.
first games I've seen him play all season.
but I mean, Barca looked better. Look at this free kick,
It's automatic.
amazing.
The 50th.
Yeah,
It's pretty automatic now.
fucking
Oh my
Messi.
God.
Damn.
I just realized how far he was out too. I didn't think he was.
Yeah,
initially
look
that
at
far
how
out.
he gets he gets 2 steps and that's it.
He's perfected
Right.
the free kick.
He's like 2
Pretty
steps. He's like 1, 2 and kick. Look, he's
He's
like
35 yards out, boys, at least.
look at he's like that's all for boy. He's like, it's easy,
Wow.
dude. But it curved in. Look, so he was always
Stupid.
fucked. Yeah, he was always like,
No
look at this
no
one.
one's gonna get to that.
look at
Stupid good.
he hits it with the frisbee shot. He's
Yeah.
like it's curving in.
Unreal.
So you
with
gotta
Messi, he's always just trying to improve his all-around game. Now.
yeah.
He's
Like-
Oh,
I guess to just kind of wrap up on Real, I think is it a good sign? Rodrigo scoring.
haven't-
These kids are playing.
I didn't talk about Real, but yeah, I mean
Go for it. I'm sorry.
they won 2, right? 5-0.
Yeah.
I agree with you that Benzema and I feel Cruz are their most important players. I mean Marcelo probably. Courtois is finally getting some clean sheets, right?
Yeah, I think second. one.
So that's something to look up to.
Finally, right?
VAR was in that game too, I think, because Ramos had a penalty, he missed it, and then they made him reshoot it, or something like that.
Goalie come off the line.
Yeah, it was weird. And then, I mean, Hazard caused the penalty, right? Another one, or he caused that one.
He gave it up.
Is Hazard gonna score the goals then? I mean, those are the questions I'm asking, because
Okay.
haven't seen him. Benzema has how many goals? Only like 8 or 9? How many? Messi coming in every game scoring 2 goals at least. Look
And
at
2
him.
assists.
Yeah. He's like, don't let there be free kicks, please.
He's like,
Right.
don't give me a free kick inside
Yeah.
near the box.
Yeah.
You asked for it.
Like,
Suar-
don't touch me. He's like, don't touch me, or you'll get scored on as well.
Suarez scored in this one too.
Yeah, this one. He's like off the boots.
Look at that
So you're
pass.
criticizing also that Griezmann doesn't get a lot of passes.
I feel like they should play Griezmann in the middle too and rest up Suarez then if they're going to be doing this.
I agree.
Well, they have a couple games before the Clásico in December.
The rescheduled Clásico.
So we'll see who really comes in form. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Madrid win though.
I know. That's what I don't know. The thing Frankie brings up is that, I mean, I keep saying that Madrid is playing bad and that they're fucking up, but
Still getting
they're right there in the table.
Yeah.
I think Barca and Madrid both have a game less and they're still leading in the league, right? They're like on 20 and 21 points.
Yeah, Granada didn't win today, and so they're gonna start fading pretty soon. I feel like.
So what do you think about Real? I mean, they look better, I guess, but
Yeah, no. Again, like Chelsea, better than I expected or would anticipate. But again, it's been up and down, right? When you think they got it, you never know, right? They went and went down 2-0 to Club Brugge, right? And then came back.
Galatasaray 2 game. It was. I mean, they're acting up.
But yeah, moving on. The next thing I want to talk about, we started talking about this. Pull it up again because we need to look at it. I guess I'll start with my initial question because this is a two-parter. Only thing I'll ask you guys about Italy today, Serie A. Juve's back up top. Crap. Juve's back up top, right? Number 1. I think they're up 3 points on Inter now. But Inter won too. Lukaku and Martinez are still scoring.
Yep.
All the while, Juve's not really looking that convincing. They needed a last-minute, 95th minute penalty from Cristiano this last week, or earlier, a couple days ago, right, to win. And it's a controversial one. It looks like he dived, guys.
Nah,
he took minor contact and went down in the box.
He didn't. It was a penalty, people. It was a penalty.
I think this is from last year.
Juventus only up by 1.
One in the table. So see, it's a little bit more competitive. But again, the fact that they're only 1 point up now, does that mean that the competition's getting better, or because I feel like Juve hasn't hit full stride yet? Are they gonna hit full stride? Are they convincing you?
There's just another team that's playing as good as them. It's called Inter Milan. So they've been pretty consistent with Conte getting wins where they shouldn't be winning, or historically. But I think you gotta just keep watching because Inter, they're a team to look out for in this league today.
Mind you,
didn't Inter just buy someone? We said.
Well, they're looking at reinforcing
Didn't they buy someone
in the window, but they're
mind
saying
you,
Vidal or Rakitic type player might go to them. So
Juve was up one player for like half an hour.
Yeah, I remember.
Right now, actually, Genoa goes down 2 players, guys. They had 9 players before Rabiot got a red card too, and Juve went down to 10. So Genoa had 9 players, and they still needed a controversial penalty to win at Genoa. So I don't know, man. It's not looking good. Now, mind you, they look good. They're rocking this exclusive 4th kit. How many teams have 4 freaking kits? Juve's got rocking the Adidas plus Palace collaboration.
Yeah.
And we were talking, it's pretty fresh.
Very rare.
Very rare and very fresh. It's got like the classic black and white Juve stripes, right? But they kind of fade at the bottom, and you got this stylized pattern, and they got the splash of neon color, and the numbers are in neon. I don't know, man. It's the kind of thing I normally don't like, but I'm vibing it.
A similar one.
I'm vibing it. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna say it. Cristiano dived. He dove.
We're gonna see it right
dove.
here.
That shouldn't have been called a penalty. This game should have been 1-1.
Nah, good thing he scored and won.
Juve's got the pieces, I guess. They just haven't put it together. They got to put it together, especially if they're gonna finally win the Champions League.
I mean, my thing is that the season is long and Juve has the better team equipped, but we'll see. I mean, up by 1, right, only, so...
Guys, I think CR7's won his last Champions League already.
It's tight. I mean...
With Real Madrid?
Nah, he's going to do it. Oh.
Johnny's convinced he's going to do it.
Well, Juve's been asking for money from the banks. They're saying they're going to sign Mbappe, challenge Real Madrid next
Can you
season.
imagine that?
I think they want to, make a statement already. And
I didn't see...
Anyone who signs Mbappe is pretty much setting, their foot.
Yeah, that's definitely
because that Mbappe is like a prodigy, and
definitely a statement to sign Kylian Mbappe.
Yeah, it's like signing a Messi or Ronaldo type player. And for all the big teams, I mean, it's going to be a race to see who picks him up. But you are trying to, make a statement. signing CR7 as well.
Yeah, that was a massive statement. And they have the exclusive image rights on Pro Evolution Soccer. Juventus isn't in FIFA, guys. It's Piemonte Calcio, right?
Yeah, some wild shit. That's crazy, yo.
No, they called that back. They thought they had to go there. Nope.
Fake celebration by Cristiano. Oh, the dive. I see nothing but contact. Let's see.
No
Rafa
way.
penalty.
No way.
CR7.
They don't. They don't repeat it that much.
Yeah, come on. They're doing that on purpose so you can't see him dive.
Oh.
Like the guy. Okay, so I'll give you this much. That defender from Genoa shouldn't have hacked at him like that in his direction. That was ill-advised. You don't do that in the penalty box, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't. It grazed him. You get me? Like, that's intelligent on his part, too. This guy made a stupid move, so he's all like, let me take advantage. Let me dive. But that didn't... Nah. Tell us what you guys think. If you think that was a PK.
Yeah, is it a
Am I
dive?
being a hater on CR7? I don't think so. That was a dive in my book. Look it up.
What does Andres say? Dive?
I mean, it's soft penalty, probably.
Yeah, it's definitely soft. The guy definitely, again, shouldn't have... It was misjudged, ill-advised.
It was soft. It was very
Is
soft.
I think
Again.
the subtitle or like the headline for what you just clicked says "Shameless Dive" by CR7.
Yeah.
I mean, he celebrated like a champion, though, so.
On minute... See, Frankie, this is what bothers me with the... Is like... The decisions don't change because it's minute 93.
What do you think? No, bro, he pulled it back. Did you see that?
Yeah.
He pulled it back. The guy... No. Rewind that. Rewind
Yeah, I
that. I'm
did see
sorry.
it.
Look
It's
at
gonna
Rafa. You gotta
rewind.
see this.
Yeah,
With,
no,
with your objective eye.
he made it look like he hooked his leg.
With your objective
Like,
eye.
look,
No, he just stopped running. He just stopped running.
Look,
Like,
guys.
yeah, he just...
Look, guys. I'm sure there's a couple things that CR7 can do that
He
Messi
falls, that's why.
that Messi can't. But Messi don't do that, man. You don't flop like that.
Dude,
The Miami Heat School of Acting.
The ref was caught in his eyes.
they let it stand.
That jersey is fresh, though. That Palace collab is fresh.
The Cristiano score. You know Cristiano had to score with the shirt. That was the deal, Frankie. That was the deal for the shirt.
For the Palace
I want
sponsorship.
you to know, yeah, they were like, if Cristiano does not score with the Palace shirt, did not wear it. And right now they're like, so...
We're taking half the money back.
Yeah. And Cristiano's like, nope. Make sure that shit deposits as soon as I blast this. 95, right? Only scheduled for 4.
Yeah,
You already
That
know
was the
your
last
egg.
kick of the game, basically.
Yeah.
It actually was the
Yeah.
last kick of the game. After this, they blew the whistle.
He's like, this game wins. This wins.
Game blouses.
And he's like,
Yeah, he's like,
what a celebration.
this is what we came for Rafa in the Full Heel studio. He's like,
Shamelessly dives and takes the PK.
I mean, but you bring up a good point. And Inter won again. Martinez keeps scoring. I just keep hearing now
Lukaku
about
scored a golazo too
Inter.
this weekend.
Keep hearing about Inter. So
Well, they have a lot.
Yeah.
They have 2 really good strikers.
they got a chance to be a dark horse in the champions. How Frankie said, a sleeper team. They're in
mixing
there.
out that group.
They're in there.
But yeah, that's it out of Italy this week. Briefly, MLS playoffs, guys. We have a final set. For the third time in 4 years, Seattle's going to be playing Toronto. Seattle versus Toronto. The first time they played in 2016, Seattle won. Then they rematched again in 2017. Toronto won. Last year, Atlanta won. This year, same thing. Seattle versus Toronto. I honestly don't know who to pick because my picks were for the other 2 teams. The 2 teams who lost were my picks. I had LAFC and Atlanta going through to the final. I had Carlos Vela versus Joseph Martinez. So I'm actually, but I'm not upset about it either. I'm entertained. I think those the 4 teams in the semifinals or the conference finals, I guess, were the best teams in the league, in my opinion.
They were overlooked a little bit.
Now, the reason why I bring it
sounds
up
like.
is I'm actually kind of impressed. You guys were on it. You guys were on it for this round of the MLS playoffs. You guys were... Johnny was texting me talking about Raul
even.
Ruidiaz scoring goals, right? Johnny
Rick-
was on it for
Rick-
this one. Ruidiaz is a star, mind you, let me tell you. But yeah, Seattle versus Toronto. I think if I had to make a gut pick, oh, man, it's tough. I think I'd go Seattle just because, I don't know, man, their form and Toronto stuck in there all year, very, very surprisingly, and
Yeah.
pulled it out in the end.
I'm surprised Vela didn't pull it off against Seattle, to be honest. That was kind of...
Actually, LAFC started winning this game before Seattle scored 3 unanswered.
Damn. Really undermines his season as
Yeah.
a whole because he was expected to go.
All the
Yeah,
way.
they said
Yeah.
they're comparing it to when the Warriors won 73 games, but then choked and gave up the 3-1 lead. That's what they were saying. It's like, yo, Vela just had the best single season. LAFC just set all the records,
Yeah.
but they didn't even make the final. Holy shit! So
Nah, I like that kid Morris too.
yeah, Jordan Morris is
He scored on Mexico once.
Yeah, he's pure speed and just guile down the line.
I mean, I don't know how Seattle pull it off. Then I mean, I'm barely seeing these highlights to be honest. And
Seattle's got a good team.
they weren't even at home when they pulled it off.
Yeah.
Damn, says a lot.
So is MLS still very consistent, would you say?
It
With
is
the
a
3 or
so
10 teams?
the thing about MLS.
Finals?
Yeah, well, the thing about MLS is they pride themselves on parity, right? That it's competitive and that anybody can win, and that was kind of the story. But we're starting to see that shift where, for some parts, like the other bigger leagues, right? The teams who are willing to spend more and do more are starting to pull away, right? So the Seattles and LAFCs and the Torontos and the Atlantas are the ones who've spent a lot of money, right? Or as much as they can, because MLS still has restrictions and caps, right? And things like that. And they still, the way that trades work and bringing in foreign players is really weird in MLS. But these two teams spend a ton of money, right? But it shows because look at where they are.
They're competing at the semifinals.
Look at this golazo too, free kick. I would have bet that Vela would have taken that free kick with the left, but
When do they play the final?
the final, man, they take a long break. I think the final's like on the 13th of this month or the 10th.
Oh, okay.
It's like in 2 weeks. It's in November. But yeah, Toronto versus
Who
Seattle.
does Toronto have?
Toronto's got Josie Altidore,
Damn, still
starting striker
legend.
for the United. Michael Bradley, that's their spine.
Oh,
They've got Omar Gonzalez. You remember Omar Gonzalez? He used to play for LA Galaxy, and he played in Mexico for a couple years.
Yeah,
He
maybe.
played for
I think.
Pachuca. I think he played for Atlas too. But he's just this big goon. But yeah, no. A part of me thought that when Jovinko left, that was it for LAFC. Oh, they've got this guy from Spain. His name is Alejandro Pozuelo. He plays like the number 10, and he's been really good.
Was
And
he
he's
on City? Was it?
nah.
I want to say.
I don't know. He was on he was playing in somewhere in Belgium right now, but he was on another team before that.
Fucking like, you know.
But yeah, Ruidiaz had 2 goals in this game, the Peruvian.
Yeah, I'm trying to see one. They're just looking real out of it.
They don't use VAR in MLS?
Ooh.
They do. But here's what I learned about VAR and MLS. There aren't enough cameras in a stadium to accurately draw the offside line for VAR. So when the refs go to VAR and check it out, they still kind of have to make the offside call on their eye, right? So in other leagues, don't draw the line, right? So you can see where the players are. Not in MLS. They still offside is still kind of iffy, right? Because they have to go by the eye test. But
They
yeah,
still use it?
no, yeah, they still use it. I would say MLS uses it pretty effectively. There's controversy again with VAR everywhere, not as much as England, but yeah, guys, MLS final coming up. Third time in 4 years that these two teams match up. It's kind of actually pretty cool. It has to be considered a rivalry now, I would say. So we'll see who pulls out, and then whoever wins it actually would be their second title. Seattle wins it, it'd be their second. If Toronto wins it, it'd be their second MLS title. So, yeah. Next thing I want to talk about, since we just started talking about too, actually, good looking out on this, good segue. I wanted to bring this up last week, but we kind of ran out of time and started talking about other stuff. VAR. VAR is a hot topic right now, guys. VAR was supposed to be the next best thing. It was supposed to do away with controversial calls. It was supposed to do away with bad calls from referees in the moment. For those of you who don't know or have never heard of it, VAR is the video assistant referee. What this is there's now a fourth or fifth official, right? There's another person who can tell the referee, hey, that offside call you just made or that penalty you just gave it looks kind of questionable. You should go check it on video. It's kind of like instant replay, right? Where does it like the NFL does reviews, right? Challenges, and you can check. Video assistant referee. Now, it's supposed to be used. It seeks to provide a way for clear and obvious errors, right? So, clear and obvious. I think that's the problem, right? There's a lot of things that we've debated that have gone back and forth where we're like, clearly that's a dive, right? Or clearly that's offsides, right? But I think part of the problem with VAR is that the VAR, they only go to VAR if somebody tells a referee, right? If the VAR people are like, hey, you need to check that.
Or it's a goal.
Or it's a goal, right? Goals usually get reviewed, right? Just to, but more than we talked, there's been controversy all over the world. They implemented it pretty well in MLS. They started trialing it in the Women's World Cup. And the Women's World Cup, it was a big deal because they kept a lot of errors, a lot of yellow cards given out for the use of VAR. They were doing the whole thing where goalkeepers were coming off their lines, so they were using VAR, I think, for that.
Yeah, they made them stop doing that. I mean, my whole thing with VAR is like, it's in every game almost now. So it's like, isn't the point of it to be almost there minimally?
Minimal interference.
And then now it's like, all right, every game has a VAR call. And I don't think it should be like that. I don't know, but...
Well, here's the thing, and we've talked about this before. In, like, big leagues, like the Champions League and the Premier League, the margins are so fine, right? That, like, the teams are so good that all it takes is a little slip-up, right? So I feel like big plays do need to be reviewed, right? So...
Yeah.
More than any other league, though, the English Premier League... They make a terrible VAR call every single week. They do not know what's... So
they just have, like...
There's so many now that I can't name them all at this point.
This last weekend?
Yeah, how many
this last weekend, I feel like somebody talked to them because what we saw for the first time in England was they actually used VAR to give a PK. Before, they'd never go and check, be like, oh, let's go see if it's a PK. And then they actually went in that goal that you pointed out, where Zaha was first given the yellow for diving, then they're like, maybe we should check it, and then they gave the PK, right?
Yeah.
I think that was the first time all season that they gave a PK due to VAR. But other than that,
so that contradicted the ref. But that was
right.
Why was it called? Because it wasn't a scoring play.
Well,
because they reviewed the yellow card.
Well, that's the thing though, and
right.
I think they finally had somebody talked about it because. In England, it's like they wanted to respect the referee's decision, right? And the other thing, too, that we talked about that I find kind of silly is it takes away from, like, the atmosphere of the game, right? And it slows it down, right? I kind of get that, but that's a baseball excuse to me, right? People always say baseball needs to stay the same, but baseball's fucking boring. Sorry. Right? I would rather, like, I the whole point of having VAR is that we don't have blown calls, that we stop making these big stop missing these big offsides that lead to big important goals and teams going through when they shouldn't, right? Or the Thierry Henry handling the ball, right, to get France into the World Cup.
I mean, I like the rule that you review everything that's a goal. I like it, I guess. But, like...
And I think that's the other thing, right? Is each league, they're up to their own discretion, right? They can, each make up their own rules. Like In England, you can't go. The referee doesn't go up and look at the TV screen, right? Like here in MLS, the referee that stops the game runs out to the screen and watches it himself, right? And I think, again, they don't want to contradict the referees, right? A lot of these penalties, too, is because, I guess, in my opinion, they want to make the Premier League seem physically tough, right? Or like it's still, like, the most challenging, right? So a lot of these, like, brutish calls, they're not calling because they're like, this is the Premier League, bro.
They also
We're not
have
gonna
rules
call
like if it touches your ball inside the box, at any point, it's like a penalty, no matter what. Whether it was accidental or whatever, it's just if it touches your hand,
I mean,
penalty, so.
I think partly they are trying to make it more exciting, I guess, with the calls.
Mm-hmm.
They're like penalty, minute 95.
Yeah, they're trying to make it less predictable for, teams.
Yeah, because, I mean, there was at least like 3 or 4 calls with VAR this weekend, so it's like you just see it everywhere now at the point where we're going to have a VAR segment every week about what was called.
Yeah, honestly. We should have a VAR section in how we would call it, right?
Because, I mean, what the Liverpool one with the Mane penalty, the Crystal Palace penalty, Real Madrid one had one, right? The VAR everywhere. VAR with the Juve game. VAR's everywhere, our ladies and
Well,
gentlemen.
it's supposed to make, like, even the lower teams compete. Like the
I just see it in the big games, right? I just see it in the big games. I didn't see it in no...
Well, I'm just saying that's like one of the good, because as the teams get stronger, the top, richer with more resources, is gonna make it, they're gonna overpower the small teams. So now even this way it keeps even more competitive because they check like every single goal,
Well, the scoring plays is okay to check.
Justice, guys, justice.
Which is like why teams like Real Madrid maybe have been lucky by the refs that they get, or just because of the name Real Madrid,
I think there just needs to be more consistency, and people need to. I get it. It's a
one system, or what are you saying?
I don't know, man. So here's my issue, and I'll use the two my example. We've talked about it a couple times today. Sadio Mane got a penalty, right, for getting the back of his calf stamped on, right, by Serge Aurier, right? That was called a foul and it was called a penalty. That very same play happened the week earlier to Liverpool when Lindelof got Origi in the back of the leg, and then United took it down the other end and scored, right? And that wasn't called a foul, right? So to me, I'm like, how are you going to call the exact same play in one game not a foul and the other one a foul, right?
Yeah.
So like they're not consistent with it in terms of like the rules.
I don't know, man, because it almost blows my mind. It was like
if it's the same scenario, then it should be the same call,
right?
But that's why that's still the referee's decision, and they're using VAR as like, Then I feel like I need to review this myself. I'm not too sure.
We had this situation earlier this season too in England where somebody was like, we're no longer talking about the ball length or if their foot was offside, right? Shoulders, right? We're talking shoulders and noses.
The Tottenham game against Leicester.
There you go. That's exactly what it was, actually.
That was one example, but there's been more where it's like they go back to review the goal and they end up calling the goal back because of a foul that they saw during the goal. Maybe in a play that wasn't directly involved or it wasn't a lot of contact that you maybe would have thought, but then they're calling them back. And it's like, I don't know. Yeah, at what point are you offside by a hair and they're like, yup, we should have caught that. But I think my other thing is just like the delivery of it has to be faster. Like it does take a while for it to be implemented, and I would think it's a lot faster if it's gonna be sophisticated how I would want it. I don't want it to be taking this much time.
The players can't even celebrate.
I mean,
Ronaldo's always doing the little VAR celebration. He's like, calm down, guys. We have to check this.
Yeah.
Even if it is a goal. Like, even clear-cut goals, they're like, we're checking this.
It's in the... I mean, it's like, when are they implementing it? Yeah, there's no defined rules of, like, VAR versus no VAR. And then they're like, The Arsenal call was very weird too. They had 2 calls in the Arsenal game with the VAR.
Yeah, they had the one
See?
where they gave Crystal Palace the goal, and then at the end, Socrates scored, and they called it off because there was a foul in the play too. So
And that was debatable, right?
Yeah.
Bring that one
it
up.
was
I'll
a
bring it
tangle
up.
of legs. Yeah.
What, like, if anything, it looked like a foul on the Arsenal guy.
Yeah. No. Yeah. It could have been called a foul on Chambers instead of him fouling the Palace player. But no. Yeah. I think for a while, for me, the problem was, the people telling the referee, right? I understand why you wouldn't want to contradict the referee, right? Or like there's a reason why there's a referee on the field, so on and so forth. But a lot of times it's calls that you see that like are definitely, again, clear and obvious, right? Or questionable that you're like, hey, you need to check that, and they're just not checking it. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to keep checking in with more examples, but yeah, it's just all over the place. It's inconsistent. It was always going to be this way though, but I think it's necessary, guys, because again, I was tired of, and especially in the Champions League, it's teams going through on shitty offside goals. When the margins are that fine.
Yeah.
There it is. They called it back on that tussle in the middle. That when those 2 guys went over.
Yeah. Look at this guy. Look at how you gotta call it.
VAR.
Look, he's like, that's what they pay me
Somebody
for.
told him. The guy told him, hey, you need to go check. No goal. The VAR said there was a foul. Let's watch it. Oh, no.
They already called it off, you
Yeah.
see? Only 1 repetition. David Luiz getting up there, he's like, boom.
Yeah, there's been instances
Good
of VAR
save.
with offside, with fouls, with handballs. It's been a whole nother thing too, right? Because now we have the whole rule about the handball where it's different though, guys. The handball rule is different depending on whether you're attacking or defending. If you get a handball while you're attacking and it helps you score a goal, it's a handball, right? No matter what. If you're defending and you kick the ball and then it hits your hand, it's not a handball. But if you hit it and then the first thing it hits is your hand, regardless of where it is, that's a handball. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So they cleared that up, but they're still missing them, right? Because the VAR is not saying, "Hey, ref, you need to check that. There might have been a handball there."
I don't know. I'm cutting VAR some slack. It's only been maybe like the second season.
This is the first year it's done in the Premier League.
First year, second year for a lot of these, like the Bundesliga. So
I don't cut it no slack when it's costing teams points and just interfering with shit.
I think it has room to get better. Is what I feel like. They're still gonna tweak it out. They're gonna see what works, improving the rules, and then eventually, probably just all agree.
What's the VAR stand for? Video assisted replay or what?
Video assistant referee.
Probably like having all these different like parameters and seeing which league it works best
So
in.
the VAR is a person. It's literally a person.
Yeah,
It's a video assistant referee who's like, "Hey, you need to check it on video."
I think they're just testing it on like all these different leagues to see which version of it is like the best.
But for me,
These
it's
errors.
like just as fast as we're seeing it and deciding, they should be even quicker, like 2 or 3 times faster.
Yeah.
I guess one of the key words in there too is, like you pointed out immediately, is minimal interference, right? Like I get why they wouldn't want to interfere with the game as much as they do, but
That's my thing.
But yeah, guys, just to, I guess, wrap that up, VAR has been controversial. It's definitely beneficial if used the right way. It's not being used appropriately or the right way in every instance. So be on the lookout. I think you guys, we might do that. We might have that segment like VAR. Was it VARable or not? We'll get back to you on that.
Was it a good call? Some bullshit? Yeah. What do you guys think?
But yeah, I think unless you guys have anything else you want to touch upon, PSG losing to an inferior team today. Wow.
Yeah, just random highlight for Andres we put on.
How much was it? What was the score? 2-1?
2-1, yeah.
Wow, PSG lost in the league. That's crazy. Considering that, they got the players that they do firing on all cylinders.
This guy, yeah.
With Cavani coming back.
Dude, it's because in France, you don't know what's going on over there. Look,
But yeah, let's make our picks, guys, for the weekend.
French
and,
fries and fries.
and maybe even more importantly, depending on who you ask, the Champions League is coming up. We got a Champions League this Tuesday
Put
and
up
Wednesday.
the games, Rafa. Would you please? Oof. Which one for EPL first?
So look, we got Champions League. Let's do Champions League first.
Okay.
Barcelona plays Slavia
Slavia.
Prague.
Can't even see.
Barcelona all day.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know if we should call some of these other ones. I mean, you never know. It's the Champions League, right? You might get some surprises. Like Napoli, Red Bull, Salzburg might be a pretty good one there.
I mean, Zenit, RB, Leipzig,
Yeah, Red Bull, Leipzig,
Napoli, Red Bull is also good.
Liverpool, Genk.
Lyon, Benfica.
It's exactly the same as
Those
this
are
last time around.
Yeah, last round was the weakest round. I feel like I don't know.
Well, hey, what do you got? Chelsea over Ajax? Does Ajax come back? Hawks come back against Chelsea?
Yeah, that's a good game. Yeah, that's a good.
Chelsea
game.
barely eked it out 1-0. Dortmund and Inter finished
But wait up.
tied, right?
Tie 0-0.
Is Chelsea at home? Who are we picking there? Who are people picking? We skipped a lot of them.
Nah, I no. I think the
Yeah,
only one really
Gordon-
worth mentioning there is Chelsea Ajax.
Napoli, yeah, maybe Chelsea, Ajax,
I think they're pretty even teams.
Bayern,
I wouldn't be surprised to see Ajax.
and the Dortmund Inter. Dortmund at home now.
They might
Oof.
sneak away a 2-0.
They tied, right? Dortmund and Inter tied their last game, or no? Inter won, right?
Sancho
Inter
play
won.
again, finally? He was
I'll
like
take
that.
Dortmund and I'll take Ajax. Yeah, fuck it.
Man,
I'll take
Dortmund.
this
I mean,
Dortmund-
Chelsea should win, but I don't know.
Dortmund
Yeah.
just won in the cup, but they've been kind of lacking in the league and stuff lately. I don't know.
You're taking Inter.
I want to take Dortmund.
I'm taking.
I'm gonna say draw. I think they draw, and I think Ajax comes back against Chelsea.
We'll see.
Well, I mean, I
yeah.
think that match, if Inter Milan can beat Dortmund at their stadium, might prove a point coming out strong in that second group or in that group with Barcelona.
Otherwise,
I
other
mean,
than that,
Bayer, Atletico.
Bayer Leverkusen, Atletico.
Yeah, I mean, the Atletico should win. I mean, the matchups are the same as last time, and we said so. They're kind of not that stellar, to be honest.
Yeah,
With clear winners, you would say.
Yeah,
Biggest
no,
difference
like
is-
big. Yeah, they're not like very close matchups, kind of, or like there are some close ones, but it's for the other teams. You could.
You think Real Madrid will be
They have
a
to.
team like Galatasaray?
They're gonna be at home. Yeah, they got
Do
to.
it again?
Yep. Easy. PSG at home, easy. Man City goes to Atalanta, sorry. Yeah, they're going to be loving it.
they just rocked them the first time around.
Yeah, Tottenham travels to over wherever, Civana.
That's Red Star Belgrade.
Zvezda.
Belgrade.
Yeah. Which is in fucking Russia?
Serbia.
What the fuck is that? Serbia. Hmm. What about the next day?
That's all of them.
That's all of them?
That's Tuesday and Wednesday combined.
I didn't see Barca or nothing.
Yeah, Barca was at the very top. They
It was
play
already?
they play Slavia Prague.
Damn.
Yeah, Barca should win that. Although they
See,
did struggle a little bit against Prague this last time around.
So it's the same. Those were the games then. The Dortmund Inter and the
Yep.
Chelsea Ajax.
Those are the I guess the ones that stick out, right? So those are the ones we recommend looking out for. I mean, it's the Champions League, so you never know. Even Lyon versus Benfica can entertain.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But our picks are Chelsea Ajax. I think the consent. What do you guys think? I'm
Yeah.
going Ajax there.
I'm making a total just pick out of nothing, and I'm saying Ajax too.
Can you
but
click on it, Rafa? Or where are they playing?
at Stamford
Well,
Bridge?
they just won the last game. in the
I
league.
think you just scroll to the bottom.
At Stamford
Oh,
Bridge.
it's Stamford Bridge. They're playing at Chelsea. Ooh, that changes my
Yeah,
opinion a
so-
little bit.
It's kind of. I'm actually acting up.
I might
trying
go
to-
Chelsea, actually.
Yeah, I'm acting up picking.
Chelsea's the favorite.
You know what? Considering their form, they're playing at home.
The
I might
thing
go
is,
Chelsea,
the-
actually. I'm sorry. I'm a pancake right there, guys.
The thing is that
Chelsea.
they're at home. Yeah.
The youth movement. Another hat trick for Pulisic. No, he's not going to score a hat trick, but
I
Um,
might see a draw. You
don't-
can't. Ajax, they made semifinals last season.
Don't
Roughly the
get
same
me
team.
started on the Pulisic goals.
They might flex a little bit of muscle from last season. I wouldn't expect a Chelsea win, but maybe like a draw, I'd say.
Off deflected shots.
All right.
Some
Can you hit the arrow back? And I just want to see where they're playing. Where Dortmund and Inter are playing. Can you switch it back, Rafa?
They're playing at Dortmund. They're playing at Dortmund.
It's at Dortmund.
Yeah.
And the BV, it's in.
That's the best stadium, I feel like, to
And
go.
Western
Yeah, if you want to go.
The
This
yellow
guy
wall.
This guy was goalie? What the fuck?
Oh no.
What else do we have?
Oh, I think you clicked on the
Wednesday.
worst errors.
Mm.
I think you picked on the nastiest errors.
That's probably Benzema's proudest moment.
There's games on Wednesdays as well, right? For Champions.
That's the whole next week slate. Juventus is going back to.
I can see.
Juventus
on
plays
Wednesday.
Moscow. Bayern plays Olympiacos. The usual suspects should win there.
But they still play the La Liga games too.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh,
Premier
I see
League
what you're
games.
saying. Yeah, that's for the Champions League. Let's see what we got going on. In the leagues, in the domestic leagues, Premier League tomorrow we've got. Man, nothing really sticks out to me. We got Bournemouth playing United. Arsenal plays Wolves. Aston
That's a good
Villa
game.
plays Liverpool. Man City's at Southampton. That's a 10-0 for sure.
No, I don't think
Nah, they had a man down too when they lost that.
Those are some good games, Frankie.
Watford plays Chelsea.
Bournemouth, Man United seems fun.
Actually, you're right. That'll tell us a lot about Man United. I think Wolves can beat Arsenal considering it's Arsenal. And Liverpool should beat Aston Villa. Aston Villa just came back up from the championship, so I'm going. Oh man, I don't know. I'm going United.
Watford, Chelsea.
I'm going United. Arsenal and Wolves draw. Liverpool over Aston Villa, and Chelsea actually beats Watford. Watford is terrible right now. Sorry.
Chelsea.
Based on what?
Newcastle West Ham might be actually kind of entertaining.
Crystal Palace, Leicester.
That's on Sunday.
Yeah, so I'll take Bournemouth United a draw or something. I don't know. Man U without Pogba hasn't convinced me.
Everton, Tottenham.
I'll take West Ham Newcastle. That sounds like a draw too. I don't know. Aston Villa Liverpool. I'm definitely taking Liverpool.
You're right, actually. That Crystal Palace Leicester might be good too. And then we have Everton versus Tottenham. You never know, actually, with both of those teams.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking Man City. Chelsea, you're right. Watford hasn't done anything this year. Crystal, Leicester, Everton, Tottenham. That sounds good too. Chelsea, Crystal Palace. Oh, that's next week. Sorry.
So, yeah, you guys agree? United or you guys got Bournemouth?
I took a draw or something.
It's
I
hard,
don't
bro.
know.
It's 'cause
I'm not convinced on
All these teams
United.
look like they can pull an upset. They
Yeah.
can draw at any point. They're just so like evenly balanced that it's really like a. It's really hard to judge between these teams when the margin is so fine.
It's true. And it's the Premier League where on any given weekend, anything can go. But I'm asking you to make a bold prediction here. Go out there. I got United beating Bournemouth. I got Arsenal and Wolves drawing. Liverpool beating Aston Villa for sure. City's beating up on Southampton. And Chelsea beating up on Watford. Yeah. Burnley, Sheffield United sounds like possibly the worst game of Premier League football like ever.
Hey, Sheffield United's on 8th place, bro.
So, and then Sunday mornings matches are kind of good. Crystal Palace, Leicester, and Everton, Tottenham. I'll take Leicester over Palace, and I'll take a draw. I think Everton, Tottenham. Spurs is kind of in a lull, and Everton has some players, but can they put it together? I don't know. That'll be entertaining. I might watch that. And then what we got going on in Spain? Spanish Primera La Liga this weekend. We have
La Liga schedule.
Barcelona playing Levante tomorrow. Barca, come on. Ooh, there's a good one tomorrow. Sevilla Atletico tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And then Real Madrid versus Betis. Betis is struggling, and it kills me to pick against Betis because my boy Andres Guardado plays for Betis.
They got some players who could score. I mean,
And Sevilla Atletico should actually be really entertaining. Damn it, I might not be home from work in time for that, but I'm gonna go Barca over Levante, Atletico over Sevilla, unless Chicharito comes in and scores.
Yeah.
And Madrid over Betis. Sunday's got some decent games in La Liga. Villarreal Athletic is a decent game. Probably the highlight of Sunday. I'll take Athletic.
Who do Real play?
No, Villarreal maybe. What's up?
Betis.
Oh, yeah.
Real Madrid plays Betis
That was
tomorrow.
Saturday?
Yeah.
Damn. I'm going to have to agree with most of your picks.
I would say they're
Right
pretty
there.
safe, right? But yeah, no. I mean, PSG lost today, so I'm not even gonna look at
French League
I'm not even gonna look
predictions,
at-
yeah.
the Torino derby, Juventus versus Torino. That should be I mean, Juve's probably gonna win, right? But then we got Roma versus Napoli. That might be thrilling.
Yeah, those games are probably fun to go.
That'll probably be a draw. I got 2-2 Napoli and Roma.
I mean, I'll take... Where's it at? Napoli?
They're playing in Rome.
Yeah, draw sounds fair. How that's 3-3 draw with all the goals.
Yeah,
they're
like
scoring.
Andres said, there's been a lot of goals in fucking Italian soccer. A lot of goals. It's been crazy. And then nothing. What's going on in the Bundesliga? Oh, I guess the one that sticks out. Dortmund plays Wolfsburg tomorrow. Both of those teams are, I think, just a couple points apart. Yeah. Dortmund is in 6th place on 16 points. Wolfsburg is in 4th place on 17 points. So that'll get some separation there. I don't know. I'm kind of biased. I want to go Dortmund, but on form, I don't know. Probably draw. They'll draw again.
You think so?
Is draw like the safe option, guys? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's too hard to tell sometimes.
I'm playing it safe with all of my calls today. We'll see. Let me get my bearings straight after this week. But
I think it's a kind of boring week of matchups, to be honest with you.
hey, hang in there.
But we love
because-
soccer, right? Love football.
Hang in there because next Sunday,
Football.
guys. Next Sunday, the biggest match of the Premier League season so far. Liverpool, Man City. It's going down. After that, I think we'll have a pretty good idea of who's going to win the league. Because let's
Yeah.
say if things go as they should and tomorrow both of those teams win. If they win, if Liverpool beats Man City, then that'll be 9 points. 9 points.
Yeah, but if they lose, it'll be...
Yeah, it'll be
Tied on
3.
points.
It'll be
3.
3.
Yeah, they're making up 6 points on this game.
Yeah.
So it's a big match. But
Well, last season they only lost one game. And then
so the
they
thing,
lost.
yeah, I mean the thing that to watch out for
That's
is
what
gonna
cost
be
them.
that defense. That defense for Man City.
Absolutely.
That's gonna be the talking point.
Yeah, Fernandinho, didn't he get a red card?
He got a red card, but I think he did it not on purpose.
It was a
but-
soft red. It was 2 yellows. No?
Yeah, not on purpose, but definitely to make sure he didn't get one for the.
So they're gonna have to play with like Otamendi and Stones back there, right? Because Rodri got hurt, right? Too. They tried to play him at center back and he got hurt.
Yeah.
Shit. Well, yeah. Well, that's the one to circle.
And Stones was on the bench too, mind you, when he was playing center back.
What does that tell you? That's not looking good for him. But yeah, November 10th. Probably, most likely, if they let us in the Full Heel studio, we'll be back at you guys next Friday. Get you ready for that matchup. We're excited for it already.
Yeah,
but again,
that one we really are.
thanks again, guys, for watching us. Let us know what you think about what we say, what we think. Let us know if you got any questions for us. Bear with us. We'll get better at this as we go along. We'll start dividing this into nice little neat segments for you guys and all of that. But, yeah. Watch the
Progress.
games. Watch the matches. Let us know. And, yeah, CR7 totally dived this week.
But we are here at 7, right, Frankie?
Thanks again. Oh, don't forget, if y'all are in Chicago tomorrow, Saturday, November 2nd, come out to Moe's Tavern on
Yeah.
Milwaukee. The Rewrites are playing. shameless self-promotion here. So is Rye. So is the Chicago Rock Ensemble and the French Police. Should be a good time. Come hang out with your boys. Thanks again to my co-hosts and good friends, Andres, Johnny,
Yo.
Donkey Tron
For sure.
of the Full Heel Studios.
Thanks for inviting us.
Share this, hit the like, and we'll talk to you guys next Friday. Watch those matches.